For speaking about religion, para hablar sobre religión, tendré que decir, I would have to say that aparte de lo que uno pueda conocer, apart from what about one know about religion, and most of all Catholic and or Christian religion, la religión originally, um, it was it had several purposes, varios propósitos, and the main was to join people. Religious, regione si assomiglia molto a religione. Y en español, religare, que se dice religare, es unir. Entonces, unir, religar, religión, es unir mentes y cuerpos. Entonces, the religion originally joined people in concrete spaces. Why and what for? ¿Para qué? Mainly because when a small town had to be built, they need to know some about the stuff they need to survive, and it was mainly how to manage in their everyday life, and of course how to build their houses and so on. Y este sentido, this sense, and much more, pero but mainly this. Luego se transformó y bueno, los pueblos, the small towns that were built nearby capitals, cerca de las capitales, had this stuff, o sea, una pequeña iglesia, small church, where the bells ringing, called people. So when you were working in the fields, there was a bell, and you should drop out everything you were doing and go to church. And what for? Para para escuchar in Latin, to listen in Latin. But okay, I don't want to anamnesize these origins of church in some places, but I am going to project. I am proyectar la iglesia, give sense, if it's possible, to some old structure that was used as a tool for conquering space, mainly, and conquering spirits, and conquering lives, and conquering death, because one of the main aims of the church, de la iglesia, which is el objetivo de la iglesia, which is the main aim from the church, from the no de la iglesia, of religious Christian Catholic religious, la salvación, the salvation, because with salvation you can convince anyone, because you're going to die, you're going to die, and God is going to save you, Allah is going to save you. But ascetics don't have religion. They live in a kind of what kind of what? Because they live, and they train combat. They maybe some of them, no, not all, of course. They train combat, and they have autonomous lives. But Christian or Muslims, they don't have autonomous lives. They depend on en el Señor de las tierras, o en Allah, que es Mohammed, y el imán de no sé qué. But Asiatics don't have this belonging to anyone. It means that they belong to anyone? No. But in the spirit, yes. Because one stuff is the spirit, and then what arrived later on. But okay, I'm not going to give theological classes, but have a small sense on this. It's important because in these times we have a special call in the Vatican, and okay, what sense can have the church when it's been called for NGOs purposes that reshape all buildings and all power of religious, of Catholic religions, of Western Catholic religions. You have, for instance, para los gitanos, for the gypsies. You have los evangelistas that, well, okay, they are nothing special because they are kind of Catholics. Los testigos de Jehová es pintoresco, es pintoresco. Bueno. And so on. Las reformas in the Middle Ages, post-Middle Ages, and so on. Las reformas, que si Calvino, Lutero, and so on. But in these times, what sense have the church? In the deep sense of nets, because to ask a girl or a guy read the Bible is una paranoia, no? Because the Bible tells about Genesis and origins and so on. That is a kind of tale that anyone trusts. Pero es importante in the sense that give you a sense of what has mainly domained the Western empire conquest of everything, and to know, I don't want to use the word of enemies, but to know the enemies is to know yourself. So to know yourself, you have to deal about that, and to deal about that means to interact. And what would be important for the Western actual church? I mean, for the church. I don't know. Lesbians, maybe to accept lesbian because el celibato, to have no sex until marriage, no, is one stuff. Pero el celibato means that when you are, how you say in English, casado, married with God, you have no sex at all. Even masturbation, even solo fingering is un pecado. Is a penalty. But we have to recycle all of this because young people that have no meeting points in churches will not have this message receiving and will not read the Bible and so on. So give sense to church means to readapt, to recycle all of use of these senses. I mean, it's not useless because when you're young, between, I don't know, maybe 16 or even earlier, 14 to 18 or 20, you need some stuff to hang, because to grab because if not, you derivas, because the wall, what you see, has been built around this stuff, and if you don't understand that, it means that you understand nothing. So conocerlo es importante, and if you know and only know, it's nothing, but to know it and to interact with them. I don't like them but to interact with them is important. It's not important if I like them or not. It's a personal issue. But okay, bisexuality could be a step to go forward, because transsexuals and so on is a paranoia, because it means that sex can be some stuff not for reproduction, but reproduction is not I mean, it's not the only aim for sex, because enjoying sex, it's maybe more in these times, but give sense to sex, give sense to para la gracia, para the sense of giving is important, and of course mainly the sex, and because after the sex means the family and so on, the works, family and so on. So maybe bisexuality or BICEFAL marriage could be important, because it's not mine, but could be important, no? To give these dinos of religious some vidillas, or not.